Looking for cheap and reliable Madden 21 Ultimate Team coins? Head on over to u4gm.com, Madden NFL 21 coins, and use code SPORTS for 5% off your order.
What's up, guys? Duke back here from sportsgamers.com. In today's Madden 21 tip, I'm going to break down a lockdown run defense that will lock up any run you could face, and the setup is super simple. It's basically just really two steps that you can do in just a quick second before the offense can even get to the line. So if you're struggling with run defense and you want something super easy that also has good coverage to use, this is the run defense for you. So what playbook are we in? Well, really, you just need 3-4 odd. So there's a ton of playbooks with 3-4 odd out there. Personally, I like the Miami and New England playbooks on defense myself the most. But, you don't have to use either of those. It's just any playbook that has 3-4 odd, you're fine. Now, we're going to use one of the inside linebackers. So just make sure you have a fast player there to use her. Like here at the Seahawks, obviously Wagner is good. As far as the second one goes, though, we're going to want to make sure that the second one is fast as well. So, like here you can see a backup Brooks, 87 speed. That's going to be something that we like. So, we're going to go ahead and put in Brooks for Barden. That way, we have two fast inside linebackers, so we always can make sure we're using, someone that's fast. Now, this is something you guys can use for the people out there that are spamming stretch, dive. Really, no matter what formation they're coming out and whether they're coming out something like eye tight with extremely heavy or something more balanced like I form close or even a single back like wing flex close or wing tight. Doesn't matter. We can use this against anything, and because of we're going to be running cover 4 drop show 2, it's very good coverage, so you don't really have to worry about giving up too much coverage wise against these heavy running formations. So let's start against eye tight, the stretch dive combo. Now, before I show you guys this setup, I just want to remind you, if you're enjoying our content, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We do videos every single day, tips. We're going to post some gameplays as well for Madden 21. And turn your notifications on so you don't miss out on our videos. Smash that like button if you're showing the love, man. The support really does help us out a lot. Continue to be able to do these videos for you guys. And our channel able to grow so we can do more and more of these stuff for you guys. Now, if you're looking to get better at Madden 21, make sure you check out sportsgamers.com. We have the best Madden 21 tips and ebooks. We have offensive and defensive ebooks out, 2 of each. So, we have some different playbooks we've covered. And then also we have the Madden Vault, where we break down 4 to 6 tips every single week so you guys can be kept up to date on all the trends of Madden 21 all year long. So, the setup, like I said, is super simple. Super simple. So, we're just going to press coverage. I do that because when you bring your safeties up in the box out of cover 4, they're going to react immediately to the run. Spies this year, really good against the run, but the cover 4 safety assignment is also very good. They are going to be playing the run super fast when you come into the box, but if they do end up passing the ball, they'll be dropping back deep, so you don't have to worry about that. Now, I will say, if you're trying to press a super fast receiver like Tyreek Hill and you don't have the speed at corner, you could just back this guy up either yourself or just individually. To individually back him up, you can just press the coverage auto will, which is triangle or Y, and then the individual coverage assignment, which is, here that's the player we're dealing with is Juju Smith. So he's circle, and then we just hit up on the right analog stick, and you guys can see it just backs him off. Now, you don't have to do that unless the receiver is way faster than your corner. But if we did, that's how to do it. Here, I'm not worried about it, so I'm going to bring him back. Then all we do otherwise is just pinch our D-line, crash him in, which you can crash him in by hitting to the left on the D-pad and then down on the right analog stick, and just spread out your linebackers. Spreading out your linebackers is basically to the right on the D-pad and then up on the left analog stick. Now, what I tend to do is I control the weak side inside linebacker. And what I mean by that is basically whichever side of the formation the offense is running, that's I feel is the strong side where they're more likely to run the ball to, where they have more blockers. Like here, for me, that's the right, because with I form tight, the receiver's on the right, so obviously the blocking over there is a bit better. So I want to control the one that's opposite the strong side, so here I'm going to control the one on the left. And I like to kind of just come over here and sit behind this D end. So the responsibilities for your user are very simple. If it's a stretch to the strong side, we're just going to flow to the ball and make sure they can't cut upfield. And if they do happen to get around the edge, we'll be there for the tackle. Now, if it's a dive, we'll shoot the A-gap, and if it's a stretch to the weak side, which is where we are, again, we're kind of just going to float it outside to make sure they can't get around us. And it's pretty easy. I'm going to show you examples of each. So here's stretch strong side first. So you guys can see I'm not really doing much, but just flowing to the strong side. He ended up getting like 2 or 3 yards, and that's honestly better than most results they'll have. But again, we're kind of just preventing the big play ourselves. We're not really doing much as far as just trying to blow the run up. We're more so just, kind of flowing to the ball and helping out if need be. But as you guys can see in the replay here, our safeties that are playing aggressively the run in the box, they're really the ones making the play. Look at Jamal Adams shoot down immediately. If you have good safeties here, it's going to be noticeable. He takes on a blocker, and then he even comes off it, and he makes the tackle with me. And then you guys can see, we're defending the edge really well because our outside linebacker, he's setting it, making it hard to get to the outside. And then Wagner, he's free as well. So, we have plenty of penetration. You can see our D-line is getting penetration as well. And speaking of the D-line, inside stuff is a great ability for stopping the run, guys. I'd absolutely recommend that. But you can see there's really nowhere to go here. You guys can see here, we're just easily able to make that tackle in the backfield, or maybe at the line of scrimmage. Basically, that they're not going to get much here, if anything, on this run. So, this is something extremely consistent. They're not going to be able to get much yards ever. So we can do that again, just to show you the consistency. Press, pinch D-line, crash inside, spread linebackers. Just control the weak side one. So like I said, very quick setup. Really, you could get by with just pressing, pinching your D-line, spreading your linebackers. So, crashing them in definitely does help against the dive, though. But against the stretch, as you guys can see, I'm not really doing much except for just making sure that they don't get a big play off a broken tackle or something. Now, if they do playmaker the run to the weak sides, like here, say they playmaker the run to the left, I'm going to have a little bit more responsibility. Most of the time people do want to run to the strong side just because that obviously is an advantage blocking-wise. But say they go weak side, we're right here. We're just literally just occupying a blocker. And once again, our safety is able to come free and make that play because the O-lineman went after me instead of the safety. Now, if the O-lineman went after the safety and not me, then it actually would have been my job to kind of get around into the backfield and just prevent them from getting outside to make the tackle. But again, even if this, let's say that the O-lineman blocked the safety and not me, well, then I'm where the safety is, and I can just make the play myself. But again, you can see it's going to be hard to get around the edge, especially if you have good outside linebackers that set that edge. It's going to be hard to get around there. But the key here is how good the safeties play in the box when you press coverage from cover 4. And then also you'll see that our D linemen are getting great penetration when we pinch and crash down. And I don't have any super D linemen or abilities out here, but if you have the inside stuff, oh boy, it's going to get even crazier. But look how my guy basically is almost like a nano up the gap against the run. So you guys can imagine if they're just trying to run dives, they're going to be in trouble. So let's actually look at a dive now. So that's the other main run. A lot of people will run under center. So let's look at a dive. And once we show the dive a few times, I will move on to just a few other formations so you guys can see how well this holds up. It's not just a formation-specific defense. It's something that you guys can use really against any offensive formation where they're looking to pound the ball. But you still have good coverage. So if they're trying to hit you with play action, corner routes, and posts and crossers, you can take all that away. Just to take away deep corners and crossers, just put your curl flat zone adjustment on 25, and then if they do pass the ball, you'll see these guys will react very well. The safeties will be dropping back to cover deep routes yourself, and then you can cover the middle over the field if you're a user. But anyways, here's the dive. You guys can see here, we just kind of shoot that A-gap, and we just make the running back kind of choose where he's going to go. He ended up getting about another 2 to 3 yards, which, again, if you're struggling to get 2 to 3 yards, that's the best case scenario. We'll take that each and every time. Again, about another 2-3 yards. And it's really not complicated. If I see the dive, I'm literally just kind of with my user attacking the A-gap. I don't even have to make the play myself, but really what I'm looking to do is just at least take out the lead blocker like I did there. If I take out the lead blocker, they probably won't even get 2 to 3 yards. They'll probably get nothing. So, this is a super simple run defense. Again, if you see dive, you do want to attack the A-gap, which is between the guard and the center. And, great if you can make the tackle, fine. But if nothing else, just make the fullback block you, just like I did here. And then that's going to allow one of your other defenders to be free. And that's how we were able to get, the tackle at the line of scrimmage for basically nothing.
So now let's look at eye close. Same setup. You just press, pinch your D-line, crash them in. and then spread your linebackers out. Now here, again, you control the weak side inside linebacker. You can see the tight ends on the right side of the screen. That means that's the strong side. So I need to control the one on the left. So I'm just going to shoot around here. And, basically, like I said, you're just trying to prevent the big run. If you see them cut up field, then you can cut, in between the O-linemen and make the tackle. But really, I'm just trying to prevent them from getting outside my safety and my linebackers on the right. So here I can see they're trying to run outside. I can see we got the edge set. So I'm just kind of flowing to the outside, making sure if somehow one of my CPU defenders does not make the tackle, that I'll be there. But here you guys can see again, came off the block, very, very easy tackle. So that was, again, pretty much no gain. Now let's flip the run or playmaker to the left, which is the weak side. So again, same setup. Like I said, though, if they do run the weak side, you do have a little bit more responsibility because that's the side we are on ourselves. So really, again, I'm just kind of controlling this guy myself. And, either they're going to take the safety out or they're going to take me out. Basically, either way, somebody's there to make the play. Now here, they ended up blocking the safety, although they didn't do a really good job because he helped make the tackle too. But because they went after him and not me, I was just there to make the tackle myself. But as you guys can see, my other guys came off the blocks too. So that would have been super easy either way. Now, guys, let's say they flip their formation. So here you guys can see they flip it. Now, when they flip their formation, now the strong side of the formation is obviously to the left since the tight end's over there. That means I'll just get on the linebacker on the right. So they run stretch left. Again, I'm doing the same thing. I'm just flowing to the ball. And, again, they ended up blocking my safety there. So I was free, made a tackle for 1 yard. Not anything hard at all. This is very simple. You don't have to put too much stress on your user. Like I said, you're just kind of flowing to the ball, preventing the big play. So now let's look at a jumbo tight end set. 3 tight end single backs have always been pretty good formations to run the ball from, if you know what you're doing. First, let's look at dive. So again, dive, all you're really looking to do is kind of just shoot in that A-gap. It doesn't really matter if you make the tackle. You're just going to clog up the lane and essentially going to make it hard for them to get any yards. Do it again. Press coverage, pinch the line, slant them inside, crash them down, however you want to say it. Same thing. Then you just spread out your backers. Now here, this is a formation where there's a receiver and a tight end on the left, 2 tight ends to the right. Really, I feel like with the 2 tight ends to the right, that's a little bit better. So I'm going to control the inside linebacker on the left of the screen. But again, dive, kind of shooting in that A-gap. If I make the tackle, fine. If not, whatever. It's clogged up. They're going to best get a yard or so. Now, if they want to run stretches, right? Stretches from these types of formations are pretty easy to stop. You can use the same concept. Now, stretch RPOs, haven't covered one of them yet. Essentially going to be the same thing going on. You're going to always try to just flow to the ball yourself, and we're going to be able to kind of shoot it in there and make the tackle. Stretch RPOs are pretty OP last year. They're still good this year, but they're not nearly as hard to defend. You can see the blocking on a stretch RPO is different. As you can see, they're trying to cut block me. And, yes, just like last year, the corners, if they're in zone on the outside, they back up initially and don't play the run initially, but it's not really that big of a deal because the rest of our defense is attacking, especially the safeties in the box. And then, like I said, look how huge this hole was for me to fly in and make the play with my safety. So you guys can see again there, we're going to just go ahead, press, pinch our D-line, crash them down or slant them inside, spread our linebackers, use the one on the weak side, and we'll do this one more time. Again, we'll just flow to the ball. I'm shooting in the backfield, making the play myself, and they're just locked up, man. Like I said, this defense is super simple to run, super effective. The setup's super quick, and it also has good pass coverage. If you want to adjust your curl flat zones, just go to coaching adjustments for curl flats, put them on 20 or 25. This will, in the event they try to run a play action pass, it will help lock up deep crossing routes and corners, so you don't have to worry about those yourself. And also because we're in cover 4, that's going to be a hard defense to bomb as long as we have fast safeties in the game. I would say for this defense, your safeties are probably the biggest key because you want them to be, high pursuit, good speed, and so they attack the ball well in run support. But also if they do pass the ball, that they can drop back and get back in coverage to defend those deep post type routes. People like to hit off play action. So hope you guys enjoyed this run defense, man. A lot of people have been asking me for easy run defense. Well, here it is. Check it out. In the meantime, if you want to get better at Madden 21, like I said, check out sportsgamers.com. We got the best Madden 21 content.